really not, I mean, we're discussing it now because it has to do with sexual health. It's not because there's connection with West African migrants. It's more, it runs through all layers of society, rich, poor, educated, non-educated, African, Asian, all cultures.
Yeah. So I think it will be proper for you to point who takes the mic so that we have so many questions coming in. Okay, in not to say much, I think the people that have not had the opportunity to speak before, let's just give a little preference to that. Thank you.
Good evening all.
Good evening.
Yeah, with regard to the question, and I would like to say that this very topic varies from one place to another, irrespective of the education or any awareness. I've lived in Germany. The women, they always rape men. I've been to East Europe. Right? The women are violent. Whereas the men, it has nothing to do with that. No, it has nothing to do with education, but then it depends on the place and location. Yeah.
Okay, you want to answer that before more comments come in?
It's fine with me.
I want to ask what he said.
Just one.
Yeah. Well, in relation to the statement on the board, and partially in agreement to what the other gentleman said, you said girls don't know what they want. But
Girls don't know what they want.
men do. I want to disagree with that statement because when I was growing up, I saw where teenagers or a little below that, and I saw some of the girls were like they were a bit more matured for their age. They were already in love. They were trying to entice some of the young boys.
Like my husband.
And there was one girl who used to sing love songs for one of the boys. And I used to look at it and I was amazed, you know, and she was doing everything to get the boy's attention. So I think girls, because they tend to mature earlier than men, they know what they want. They know why they're doing that. So I disagree with the statement.
But maybe it's miscommunication because they know what they want. They want the love of the boy. The love of the boy sometimes is a different love than the girl's love. That's a physical love, and they want the songs, bouquets, and I love you forever kind of thing.
En wat u zegt, genegenheid. Ja, genegenheid.
I want to comment on the first speaker who commented on girls don't know what they want to do than men. She made mention of immigrants. Let's be specific, since we're all migrants here in this symposium. Yeah. If we take, for instance, the women who migrated from Africa, right there, they are being circumcised. The urge is not as often as the women born in Europe. So when they come to Europe, they feel they have come to a new world, and when they make friends with those born in Europe, who always have sexual urge and practices it, they are being motivated but not willing. So they try to practice what their friends told them about the disco they played and how it was done. So they also often practices that out of what their friends told them and not out of their will. So not only the men that most let me come. It's okay, let me not go too far.
Can I say something from experience? I don't have all West African migrants as bound in my practice, but to be honest, I do almost all the gynecological examinations because usually they want the female doctor to do it. I don't see besides women. So I don't know if that's, I mean, of course it's an issue, but it's more in the Somalia and Eritrea group than it is in the Nigerian or Ghana, especially Nigerian, yes, sometimes, but Ghana, so if that's such a big huge issue right now.
Somalis and Arabs don't circumcise.
They do.
They do. That is the problem. That is the biggest issue about it.
But
Yes. It's in that country. Yeah.
But I don't have the knowledge about that. But you brought something up to me that I'm gonna get into. I kind of doubt whether sexual urge is the only reason to violate somebody sexually, because it happens often in relationships where there's a power difference. And whether the power difference is because the man has the money, or the woman has the money, or the man is older and the girl is younger, or the woman is, I don't know, or like what's happening in the United States, you're a diplomat and you're a chambermaid, although we don't know what happened there, because there's all different kinds of stories. I think it's not, but that's my own feeling, and it's not based on any evidence, so I'm going to look into that, and next time I will tell you. But maybe sexual assault doesn't always have to do with sexual urge. It's more with, I have the power to violate you, whether I'm a man or a woman.
Going back to the statement of what Apostle said, that he thinks that women mostly know what they want, and men, that girls know what they want and men don't. That's what I also agree on, because mostly the girls are more experienced, and even in the numbers you can see that girls are even earlier in starting with sex.
Yes.
So that is why they already know what they want even while they have sex. But for them to say it out to the person they have sex with, that is the difficulty.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll get to some pictures. We'll have more time to answer.
Yeah.
These are some practice pictures run by questionnaires, also of youth under 25, so from 12 to 25. And the question was, have you ever been forced or persuaded with your first intercourse? And these are the images. These are the boys, the girls, no, I did it right. This man, a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
From the whole group, the boys said, only small percentage who said I was forced. And there are some who say, well, I've been persuaded, the girl was really pushing it, she wanted it. Luckily, most of them just wanted it both, boys say, and I lured the other one into it, and I forced the other one. But luckily, in this case, we didn't really force them. From the girls, it's a bit different. Now this is the whole of the Netherlands. It's not, we don't have, I'm sorry, I don't have pictures of migrants only. Then you see difference in how they value how the sex was, whether it was forced, whether it was first, I cannot pronounce it right.
Persuaded.
But what is interesting is the younger boys and girls have sex, the more often they feel like it wasn't really their own choice. And that's an important one to remember, because yes, there is a difference in, if you look at 14-year-old girls and 14-year-old boys, then there's often more 14-year-old girls who have engaged already in sexual intercourse, but not with 14-year-old boys, 16 or 17 or 18-year-old boys. And the earlier they do it, the bigger the chances that they didn't really know that they wanted it yet. They were lured into it. So I think you can't really compare 14-year-old girls with 14-year-old boys. And that's probably what you meant, the 14-year-old Ghana girl is a lot bigger than the 14-year-old Ghana boy. So yes, she knows what she wants, she's walking there, but she's not going after the 14-year-old boy, she's going after the 16, 17-year-old boy. And that's the same in all cultures, because those boys, they're small. If you ever look at a group 8, it's so funny, all these little boys, and then you see 12-year-olds, and then you see the girls rising up, and these boys just don't know what to do. And this is kind of the same group again, but whether they were forced or persuaded in the last time they had sexual contact. They asked this too because you kind of assume that the relationship you are in now is hopefully a good one. But still, in that age, in a relationship you have currently, there's still boys and girls who say they usually do it while they don't really want it. But luckily, most of them do when they are equally
consensual.
Consensual, yes. Thank you. Statement 3. That's where you come in, because we talk about what all these youth do, but what is your role as a parent?
Talk about it.
Talking to your children about sex in fights and encourage them to do it.
Not to encourage them to do it.
Can I invite you to talk? Can I invite you to talk?
Yes, if you have any question or conclusion to make, your first name with your hands up, then I will take that.
You're sitting, guys. Who wants to comment on this statement?
Yeah, thank you.
I want to hear a mother too, not just fathers. I want to hear a mother too.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Moderator. I think talking about it is always the first step, and that is why I will, definitely agree with how the system works here with regards to sexual enlightenment at schools, and that paves the way for the children to know the do's and the don'ts when it comes to sex.